Welcome back, friends. Now let's see part 2 of CSAT, the remaining problems. So first let's see problem number 5. In a group of 120 persons, 80 are Indians and the rest are foreigners. Further, 70 persons in the group can speak English. The number of Indians who can speak English is. The options are 20, 30, 30 or less, 30 or more. So total number of persons is 120. Out of these 120, 80 are Indians. It only goes to say that remaining 40 must be foreigners. And there's one more information, 70 persons in the group can speak English. 70 can speak English. This is additional information. Assuming all these 40 foreigners speak English, assuming all these 40 foreigners speak English, out of these 70, remaining 30 must be from, you'll be forced to pick 30 from these Indians. The meaning is minimum 30 Indians will surely speak English. This is the minimum, lower limit. Now let's see how to find out the upper limit. 70 are speaking English and all these 70 can be from these 80. All the 70 can be, we are not sure. All the 70 English speaking can be from these Indians. So maximum it can go till 70. This is the range, 30 to 70. Minimum is 30, maximum he can go up to 70. So 30 or more than 30, that should be marked. More than 30 meaning it can go up to 70. And out of the given options, the last option is 100% correct answer. So 30 or more. This is everything about problem number 5. Now let's see problem number 6. Consider all 3-digit numbers. 3-digit numbers meaning 100 to 999. All these are 3-digit numbers. Without repetition. Without repetition meaning you are not allowed to go with this kind of numbers. These are not allowed. Without repetitions. Consider all 3-digit numbers obtained using 3 non-zero digits. 3 non-zero means we are not allowed to use 0 as one of the digits. Non-zero digits, which are multiples of 3. Multiples of 3, which are multiples of 3? 3, 6, 9, all these are multiples of 3. This kind of digits you are allowed to use, not any of the digits. 7, 1, 3, so 7, 1, 4, you are not allowed. Okay, you are allowed to use only these 3 digits because all these are multiples of 3 and we are not allowed to write this kind of numbers. These are not allowed. So then which are allowed? You can write 369, you can write 963, you can write 936, 316, 396. This kind of numbers you are allowed to write. Okay. Now let S be their sum. The sum of all these digits, 3 plus 6 plus 9. Everywhere you are getting 18 only. Everywhere we are getting the sum as 18 only. S is 18, sum is 18, sum of all the 3 digits is 18. Which of the following is correct? Statement number 1 says S is always divisible by 74. S is 18, is it divisible by 74? No. So statement number 1 is wrong. S is always divisible by 9. This S which is 18, it is of course divisible by 9. So everything is all right with the second. So 2 only is correct. This is how we can manage this problem. Moving on to the next one. There are two classes A and B having 25 and 30 students respectively. In class A, the highest score is 21 and the lowest score is 17. In class B, the highest score is 30 and the lowest score is 22. 4 students are shifted from class A to class B. Consider the following statements. Statement number 1, the average score of class B will definitely decrease. Statement number 2, the average score of class A will definitely increase. Which of the above statements is or are correct? 1 only, 2 only, both 1 and 2, neither 1 nor 2. These are the options. So in all there are two classes, class A, and on this side it is class B. Class A, class B. How many students are here? In class A there are 25 students and in class B there are 30 students. Minimum and maximum. Class A, minimum and maximum, highest score is 21, lowest score is 17. The range is 17 to 21. This is the range in class A. Coming to class B, the range is 30 to 22. This is the range. Highest is 30, lowest is 22, meaning everybody lies in this range only. More than 22, less than 30. And lowest score is 22, highest score is 30. Now, 4 students are shifted from class A to class B. From this class A, 4 students are getting shifted. See here, 30 to 22, this is the range. It only goes to say that the average is around 25. The average is around 25. What do you mean by average? Average means the centralmost thing. Average is one of the measures of central tendency, right? So 30 and 22, average comes out to be around 25. If not 25, it is around somewhere around 25. That is the average. Okay. Now, assuming all the students who are getting shifted, assuming all are 21 each, assuming all are 21, because nobody is more than 21. Assuming all have scored 21 who are getting shifted from class A to class B, right? So, all the incoming students are of 21 each, but the average is 25. If you include students who have scored 21 marks, then definitely the average will go down. Earlier it was 25, now it will definitely go down. So the average score of class B will definitely decrease. That is 100% correct. Undoubtedly that is correct. Now let's see the second one. The average score of class A will definitely increase. Here the crucial word is definitely. Okay. So since he has used the word definitely, the second statement will become wrong, because the students who are getting shifted, okay, what are their actual scores we don't know. Since we do not know, we cannot conclude the second statement. Therefore only one is correct. Only one only is the final answer. This is everything about this problem. Moving on to the next one. Consider two statements and a question. Priya is 4 ranks below Seema and is 31st from the bottom. This is statement number 1. Priya is 4 ranks below Seema and is 31st from the bottom. This is statement number 1. And soon after this, don't read statement number 2. It is better you read the question part. The question is, what is Seema's rank from the top in the class of 40 students? Total how many students are there? 40 students are there. In all there are 40 students. So if I say 31st from the bottom, we can find out the rank of Seema, because there is a clear connection between Priya and Seema, and Seema's rank is also given, total is also given, so we can definitely find out Seema's rank from the top, right? So with statement 1 we can answer the question asked. Now moving on to the second statement number 2. Ena is 2 ranks above Seema and is 37th from the bottom. Ena is 2 ranks above Seema and is 37 from the bottom. So in the question part he has given total number of students 40. So from this end you can find out Ena, and using Ena we can easily go to Seema, because we have been clearly given the relationship between Ena and Seema. So here also you can find out the rank of Seema, right? So with statement 1 alone also we can manage. Using statement 2 alone also we can manage. Therefore the third option will become correct. Either statement 1 alone or statement 2 alone is sufficient to answer the question. That should be marked. So the third option will go correct. This is everything about this. Moving on to the next one, consider 2 statements and a question. Each of A and D is heavier than each of B, E and F, but none of them is the heaviest. A and D is heavier than each of B, E and F, but none of them is the heaviest. Statement number 2, A is heavier than D but is lighter than C. A is heavier than D but is lighter than C. Coming to the question part, who is the heaviest among A, B, C, D and E? So in all there are 5, A, B, C, D, E. Who is the heaviest? Statement number 1 says A and D is each of A and D. Each of A and D. Each of A and D is heavier than B, E, F. A is heavier than B or E or F. You compare A, B, E, F, A is heavier, that is the meaning. You can compare A with B or with A, E or with F, A will be the heaviest out of these 4. Okay, and D is also heavier than B, E and F. Okay, you can compare D also with B, F, D is heavier, right? This is statement number 1. Coming to statement number 2, A is heavier than D. A is heavier than D but is lighter than C. A is heavier than D but he is lighter than C. Using first statement, you can say A and D are heavier out of A, B, D, E, F. A, B, D, E, F. Out of these 5, A and D are heavier. This is the meaning of the first statement. Statement number 2 says, here we cannot conclude whether A is heavy or D is heavier, right? But in the statement number 2, it is clearly given A is heavier than D. It only goes to say that D is ruled out. So now A is the heaviest. But in the end, he says A is lighter than C. So it only goes to say that C is the heaviest. C is the heaviest. If you use statement 1 alone, then you will get confused with A, C and D. Out of these 3, who is the heaviest? We cannot make out. And if you use only statement 2, what happens? The comparison is between only A, C and D. How about B, E, F, where they stand, we don't know. That is the reason why we need to use both the statements in order to arrive at the conclusion. So, who is the heaviest among them? A, B, C, D and E. The answer is C is the heaviest, right? C is the heaviest. And when we can come to this answer? Only when we use both the informations. So, both statement 1 and statement 2 are required to answer the question, that should be marked. The third option will be correct. So, this one is over. Moving on to the 10th one. In the English alphabet, the first 4 letters are written in opposite order and the next 4 letters are written in opposite order and so on. And at the end, Y and Z are interchanged. Which will be the 4th letter to the right of the 13th letter? This is how you must start writing alphabets. A, B, C, D. First 4 are reversed. Next 4, E, F, G, H. E, F, G, H. Next 4, I, J, K, L. I, J, K, L. M, N, O, P. Q, R, S, T. U, V, W, X. Right? Y and Z should be reversed, meaning ZY. This is how he is asking us to write the alphabets. Now coming to the question part, which will be the 4th letter to the right of the 13th letter? First let us find out which is the 13th letter. 4, 8, 12, 13th. 13th is O. O is 13th. We want A, B, C, D, see here. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, 12. 13th will be P. 13th is P. The 13th is P. After P, we have written there O, N, M, and then T, S. This is how it goes. Okay. So P is 13th, and we don't want just 13th. We want 4th letter to the right of this P. Right of P, 1, 2, 3, 4. The final answer is T. So T is the final answer. T is 4th letter to the right of this P, which is 13th letter, after writing down as he said in the problem. So this one is over. 7 books P, Q, R, S, T, U and V are placed side by side. R, Q, T have blue covers and other books have red covers. Only S and U are new books and the rest are old. P, R and S are law reports and the rest are gazetteers. Books of old gazetteers with blue covers are. So according to me, this problem has repeated in the same UPSC prelims. This is the third time that I am seeing this problem in UPSC prelims. P, Q, R, S, T, U and V. These are the 7 books. They are placed side by side. R, Q, T have blue covers. R, Q, T. All these have blue covers. Coming to the question part, books of old gazetteers with blue covers. In the end, he is asking us to find out with blue colors. Which are with blue colors? Q, R, T. We want blue colored books and they are Q, R and T. That is one thing. Now, and other books have red covers. We don't want that. Only S and U are new books. Only S and U are new books. But in the question, he is asking us to find out old gazetteers. We want old books. So we don't want S and U. Then, and the rest are old, that is over. P, R and S are law reports. P, R and S are law reports. So this is a law report. R is a law report. But we want old gazetteers with blue colors. So this is not a gazetteer, it is law report, so we don't want it. So what we want then? Q and T we want, and it is there in the third option, that should be marked. Q and T are old books also, they are gazetteers also, they are coming with blue covers as well. So this one is over. Moving on to the next one. Replace the incorrect term by the correct term in the given sequence, where odd terms and even terms follow the same pattern. Let me write only the odd numbers first. Which are odd numbers here? 3, 7, 13, 21, 31, 43. These are all odd numbers. Which are even? 2, 4, 10, 18, 28, 40, all these are even numbers. 2, 4, 10, 18, 28, 40, these are all even numbers. Let us study these. 3 has become 7. Only goes to say that plus 4. 7 has become 13 plus 6. This is plus 8, this is plus 10, this is plus 12. See, started with 4 and increased by 2. 4, 6, 8, 10, 10, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Same thing we expect in case of even numbers as well. This is 2, this is 6, this is how much? 8, 10, 12. 12, 10, 8, 6 is correct. But how about this? We don't want this plus 2, because here we are starting with 4, here we are starting with plus 2. So we don't want this. So we want it to read plus 4. Plus 4 means 2 plus 4 gives us 6. We had expected 6 here. 4 is incorrect, and in its place we want it to be 6. So the last option should be marked. First you will have to pick the odd term, incorrect term. Which is incorrect term? This is incorrect term, 4. And in its place what should be there? 6 should be there. Only then you will get to see the same pattern between both the sequences of odd and even. Following is a matrix of certain entries. The entries follow a certain trend row wise. He is clearly saying row wise. So you will have to go with the logic rows. Never ever go like this. Don't look at the problem column wise. Look at the problem only row wise. Choose the missing entry. So first row it is 7B, 10A, 3C. So let us study all these. This is the first row. Let us study all the terms A, B, C. All the three are there. A, B, C, all the three are there. Meaning in each and every row we must have all the three alphabets A, B and C. That is one thing. Next, 7 plus 3 is 10. 7 plus 3 is 10. This is how we must study the first row. Moving on to the second row, 3C, 9B, 6A. This is the second row. A is there, B is there, C is there, all the three alphabets there, all the three alphabets are there. And what else? 3 plus 6 gives us 9. 3 plus 6 gives us 9. Now coming to the question part, the last row, 10A, 13C, and then it is question mark. A is already there, C is already there. The missing alphabet is B. That is one thing. And here we have already written 13 and here it is 10. 10 plus 3 can get us 13. Therefore, 3B must be the term which is missing, and that is there in the third option. 3B is the final answer. A is there, C is there, B is missing, that is one thing. 10 plus 3 gives us 13. A person X from a place A and another person Y from place B set out at the same time to walk towards each other. The places are separated by a distance of 15 kilometer. X walks with a uniform speed of 1.5 kilometer per hour and Y walks with a uniform speed of 1 kilometer per hour in the first hour, with a uniform speed of 1.25 kilometer per hour in the second hour, and with a uniform speed of 1.5 kilometer per hour in the third hour, and so on. Which of the following is or are correct? They take 5 hours to meet, and the second, they meet midway between A and B. Select the correct answer using the code given below. A only, 1 only, 2 only, both 1 and 2. Neither 1 nor 2. This is the problem on time and distance. And if they start moving towards each other, the speeds will get added. These are the two important words to be learnt. Same direction minus, opposite direction plus. Same minus, opposite plus. This is place A. This is place B. X is walking from this side and Y is walking from this end. The speed of X is how much? 1.5 kilometer per hour. And the speed of Y is 1 kilometer per hour. Okay, in this direction. And the distance between them, they are exactly 15 kilometers apart. They will start walking together. See, when to use the word same minus opposite plus. When both will be moving simultaneously, only then we are allowed to use the words same minus opposite plus. Here they are running, they are walking towards each other, opposite direction. Opposite direction means always plus. 1.5 plus 1, 2.5. So in the first 1 hour, after 1 hour you can say, after 1 hour, 1.5 and 1. Together they are covering 2.5 kilometers. Out of 15, the distance will be reduced by 2.5. So after 1 hour, the distance between them is 12.5. This is after 1 hour. Okay. Next, after second hour, that is after 1 more hour, what will happen? He will not change the speed 1.5. He is not going to change the speed. But Y will change his speed 1.25. Y will change his speed 1.25. So opposite direction means plus. Plus, if you add these two, how much you will get? 2.75. So 2.75 will be covered out of this 12.5. In 12.5 kilometers, if you subtract 2.75, you will be left out with 9.75. Right? If you remove 2.5, it is 10. After that, you will have to subtract 25, that is 9.75. And after 2 hours of time, the distance between them is 9.75. Okay. Next, he is continuing with 1.5, but why? What he will do? Next, he will change his speed at 1.5. 1.5. Now the distance will be reduced by 3 kilometers. So after 3 hours, the distance is reduced by 3 kilometers. That is, now we are here, 3.75. Next, X will continue as it is, but Y will change its speed. Earlier it was 1, then 1.25, 1.5, now it should be 1.75. It keeps on increasing. Okay. So 1.5, 1.75 will give you 3.25. So after 4 hours, the distance will be still reduced by 3.25. If you reduce it by 3.25, this will become 3.50. Right? Now X will continue with his own speed at 1.5, but Y will change now. Y will change it to 2 km per hour. 2 and 1.5, total 3.5. And there is only 3.5. So after 5 hours, they will meet each other. The distance will be reduced to 0. Meeting, distance reducing to 0, both mean the same. And the very first statement says they take 5 hours to meet. That is 100% correct. After 5 hours, they are meeting. The distance is reducing to 0. That is one thing. Second, they meet midway between A and B. Now that you will have to check. They will meet midway between A and B. See here, between A and B, the speed of X is 1.5, and we are saying after 5 hours they are meeting. X will walk only for 5 hours, because after that he doesn't have to walk because they are meeting. So in 5 hours, how much he will cover? 1.5, 5 times. In 5 hours of time, he will be exactly at the center, meaning exactly at the center they are meeting each other. So statement number 2 is also correct. Both 1 and 2 are correct. This is a problem on time and distance because clearly the word used is distance reducing to 0. Distance reducing to 0, meeting, both mean the same. Moving on to the next one, a student appeared in 6 papers. The maximum marks are the same for each paper. His marks in these papers are in the proportion of 5:6:7:8:9:10. And what else? Overall, he scored 60%. Overall, he scored 60%. In how many number of papers did he score less than 60% of the maximum marks? So 6 papers are there. 6 papers A, B, C, D, E and F. And in all these 6 papers, maximum marks is same. Let us assume that in each and every paper, maximum marks is 100. 100, 100, 100, 100, 100, 100. Total 600 marks he has written the exam. Total marks is 600. That is the max. And it is clear that overall he scored 60%. Overall he scored 60% means in each and every paper he has scored 60 marks. Average can be considered as actual. On an average, he has scored in each and every paper 60. So 60 here, 60 here, 60, 60, 60, 66 times gives you 360. So out of a total of 600, his score is 360. This is the final score, all the 6 papers together. Now, coming to the ratio part, in what proportion he has scored marks in these 6 papers? What is the meaning of this? If he scores 5 marks in paper 1, he will be surely scoring 6 marks in paper 2, 7 marks in paper 3, 8 marks in paper 4 and 9 marks in 5th and 10 marks in the 6th paper. So total marks will be how much? 19, 19 plus 8, 27, 34, 40, 45. Total is 45. Out of a total of 45, paper 1 he has scored 5. If he scores 45 in all the 6 papers, then his score will be only 5 marks in the paper 1. But he has not scored just 45 marks, total marks. Total marks is not just 45, it is 360. Out of 360, how much he has scored in paper 1? 9 5s are 9 4s are 5 1s are 5 1s are. So he has scored only 40 marks in paper 1. Out of 100, in paper 1 he has scored only 40. Now coming to the question part, in how many number of papers did he score less than 60% of the maximum marks? So this is of course less than 60. He has scored only 40 out of 100 in paper 1. Therefore, paper 1 should be counted, because in this paper 1, he has scored less than 60% of the marks. Now moving on to the second paper. Second paper, out of a total of 45 marks, his score is 6 in the second paper. Out of a total of 360, 9 5s are 9 4s are 5 1s are 5 8s are 8 6s are 48. Oh, he has scored only 48 marks out of 100 in paper 2. So it is of course less than 60% marks. Therefore, paper 2 should also be counted. In paper 2 also, he has scored less than 60% of the marks. Moving on to the third. In the third, out of 45, in the third paper out of 45, his score is only 7. But he has not scored just 45, he has scored 360 in all. 9 5s are 9 4s are 5 1s are 5 8s are 8 7s are 56. 56 out of 100 in paper 3, and it is of course less than 60. Therefore, paper 3 will also get counted. Paper 3 also, in paper 3 also his performance is less. Now moving on to paper, fourth paper. Fourth paper score is 8 out of a total of 45. Out of 360, how much? 9 5s are 9 4s are 5 1s are 5 8s are, oh, 64. It is more than 64, more than 60. Therefore, so the remaining will be automatically more than 60. You don't have to check. So the problem is only with paper 1, 2 and paper 3. So in only these 3 papers, his score is of course less than 60% of the maximum marks in each of these papers. Therefore, the final answer is second option, B. B meaning B is 3. Only in 3 papers he has scored less than 60% of the maximum marks. Moving on to problem number 27. Images of consonants of the English alphabet, capital letters inside the bracket, are observed in a mirror. What is the number of images of these which do not look like their original shapes? He is talking about only consonants, that is one thing, and it is mirror images. The meaning of mirror is right will become left, left will become right. That is the meaning of mirror. So left will become right, right will become left. A appears same. Okay, let me write here. A appears same. B looks like this. C, D appears like this. E, F, G, H same. H it appears same. H, I, J like this. K, L, M no problem. N left to right in the mirror, right to left. O, P looks like this. Q, R, S, T appears same. U, V, W, X. Not only that, Y will also appear same. Y will also appear same. Check the books. In the books, Y is printed like this. So this will also come. All these appear same in the mirror. Okay, Z doesn't appear same. Right to left will become left to right. Okay, so how many appear same? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 alphabets appear same. Out of a total of 26, 11 appear same. So 15 do not. The question mark is on do not. 15 do not appear same. And we want do not. But we are concerned with only the consonants. But here E is also included in these 15. Minus 1. Why minus 1? That 1 is nothing but E. So the final answer is 14. Second option should be marked. And see here, look at the options. All the options are close options. 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, even if you miss one, you are gone. So the correct answer is 14 and not 15. Out of a total of 26, these 11 appear same. Here A is there, I, O, U. Only four vowels are there, but vowels are 5 in number. So E is included here, that should be cut. Okay. So 15 minus 1 gives us the final answer 14. Moving on to problem number 28. A bank employee drives 10 kilometers towards south from her house and turns to her left and drives another 20 kilometers. She again turns left and drives 40 kilometers. Then she turns to her right and drives for another 5 kilometers. She again turns to her right and drives another 30 kilometers to reach her bank where she works. What is the shortest distance between her bank and her house? So first she is driving 10 kilometers towards south. South is, this is south, 10 kilometers south. This is 10 kilometers south. Now she turns to her left and drives another 20 kilometers. This is 20. This is 20. She again turns left and drives 40. Now she is going 40. 40 means 10 here, and here it is 30. Total 40. This height is 10. So till here it is 10. After that it is 30. Total 40. She again turns left and drives 40 kilometers. Then she turns to her right and drives another 5 kilometers. Right 5 kilometers. She again turns to her right and drives another 30. Turning towards her right, she is driving 30. What is the meaning? She is again joining the same road. This also 30, this also 30, only goes to say that she is joining the same road of her house. This is her house and this is where she is. From here to here 20, so same 20 will be continued here. If this is 5, this will also be 5. So from her home to the place, it is 20 plus 5, 25. So the second option is the correct answer. Okay. Moving on to problem number 29. Integers are listed from 700 to 1000. In how many integers is the sum of the digits 10? We want the total to read 10. 700, if you take 700, total it is only 7, but we want the total to read 10. So 703, this is the very first integer after 700, which will give you the sum of the digits as 10. 7 plus 0 plus 3 gives us 10, and not only that, it is of course between 700 and 1000. Now you cannot use again 0 here. Why? Because if you use 0 here, then you will be forced to write 3. Again the same number will repeat. Therefore, you are not allowed to use 0 in the 10th place. So what if I use 1 in the 10th place? So 7 plus 1 became 8. Then I can write 2. 7 plus 1 is 8. 8 plus 2, 10. Now again I cannot use 7 1. I can go with 7 2. 7 2 will give you 9. 9 plus 1 gives us 10. And again you cannot use 7 2. You can use 7 3. If you use 7 and 3, then you will be forced to write 0 here. So these are all the numbers, you can say, from 700 to 800 in the century, 700 to 800, wherein you will get to see the sum of the digits 10. Now this is the end of this century. Now let's see from 800 to 900. 800, 80. If I start with 0, then I will be forced to write 2 here, because the total should read 10. If I write 1 here, then I will be forced to write 1 here. If I write 2 here, then I will be forced to write 0. So these are the only 3 numbers which we will come across between 800 and 900 in that century, wherein the sum of the digits give us 10. Now the last century, that is 900 to 1000. 901 you can write, 910 you can write. That's all. So in all these numbers fall between 700 and 1000. That is one thing. And in each of these numbers, the sum of the digits is 10, and no two numbers are same. And this is the exhaust list: 4 here, 3 here, 2 here. 4, 7, 9 is the final answer. The last option, 9, is the correct answer. It looks like there are 300 numbers and we will have to check all the 300. No. What you must do is start with 7, start with 8, start with 9. That is one thing. And once you start with 7, again go with 0, 1, 2, 3. If you start with 8, again go with 0, 1, 2. You cannot go with 8, 3, because 8 plus 3 will give you 11. So you cannot start with 8, 3. And if you start with 9, then 9, 0 will come, 9, 1 will come. 9, 2 will not come, because the total will exceed 10. Right? This is everything about problem number 29. Moving on to problem number 30. 30th problem. A woman runs 12 kilometers towards north, then 6 kilometers towards her south, and then 8 kilometers towards her east. In which direction is she from her starting point? An angle less than 45 south of east, an angle less than 45 degree north of east, an angle more than 45 degree south of east, an angle more than 45 degree north of east. These are the options. Now see here, assuming this is also 5, this is also 5, assuming both are same and it is 90 degree. Okay. Assuming these two sides are same, and assuming the angle between them is 90 degree, the total, as we know, the sum of all the interior angles is 180. That also we know. So already it is 90. Remaining 90 will be equally distributed. Remaining 90 will be equally distributed. That is 45, 45. If two sides are same, their opposite angles will also be equal to each other. If all three sides are same, then their opposite angles will be same, and it will become equiangular triangle. Equilateral triangle, equiangular triangle, both are same only because the sides are same, all the three sides. Therefore, their opposite angles will also be automatically same. So here two sides are same, their opposite angles will also be same. So this is, if this is 90 and these two are same, then surely both will be 45, 45. Right. Now coming to the question, a woman runs 12 kilometers towards north. First she goes towards north 12 kilometers. Then 6 kilometers towards her south, comes back south. And then 8 kilometers towards her east, this is 8 kilometers. So total is 12, coming back 6, it only goes to say that balance is 6 here. and here it is 8, and this is her home, and this is where she is, south, and then 8 km towards her east. In coming to the question part, in which direction is she from her starting point? This is her starting point. We want this. We want this part. Okay. In which direction is she from her starting point? From her starting point. This is the starting point. So she is in this direction. See, this is north, this is east, this is northeast. If this is her home, here she is. So this is, she is of course northeast of her house. An angle less than 45 degrees south of east, that is wrong. South of east, both are wrong. A and C are straight away wrong. Now we will have to decide whether B is correct or D is correct. B and D. I will read the second option B. An angle less than 45 degree north of east. North of east is clear, correct. And the last one, an angle more than 45 degree north of east. North of east is correct. Now let us check out whether it is more than 45 or less than 45. This is obviously 90, and you cannot expect these two same here. These two same, because just like this case, they are not same. 5, 5, they are not same. Here one is 6, one is 6, the other is 8. Just by looking at the diagram, this is 90, that is clear. These together 90, the remaining together, 2 together 90, and out of these 90, both will be 45 each only when they are same. But here this is longer, this is shorter, therefore you cannot expect 45, 45. So one has to be more than 45 and one has to be less than 45. That is very much clear. And which is less than 45 and which is more than 45? This is obviously less than 45. Just by looking at the diagram, we can see here, this angle is less, this angle is more, and this is the starting point. This is her home. This is where she is. Therefore, from the starting point, from her home, here the angle is more. So the final answer is an angle more than 45 degree north of east. The last option is correct. It is more than 45 degree, more than 45 degree north of east. So let us conclude this problem here. Moving on to the next one. Three to the power 2019 is divided by 10. Then what is the remainder? So if I say 3 to the power 1, then it is 3 only. If it is 3 square, 3 3s are 9. If it is 3 cube, 27. 27 meaning in the end, 27 meaning in the end, 7. If I multiplied 4 times, 27 into 3, 81. 81 means in the end, 1. If you multiply the same by one more time, 3 ones are 3, in the end you will get to see 3. Meaning again the same 4 will start repeating. Again 3, 9, 7, 1, 3, 9, 7, 1, 3, 9, 7, 1. This is how it goes. So this is a group of 4 items. So divide this by 4. Divide this by 4. 4 5s are 20. 4 4s are 16 plus 3. Plus 3 meaning the third item in the box. The third item in the box is 7. What is the meaning of all this story? If you simplify this, If you multiply 3, how many times? 2019 times. You will come across one big number which is ending with 7. Too big a number, obviously, but definitely 7 will be in the end. And he is asking us to divide that number by 10. If you divide this bigger number by 10, naturally 7 will remain in the end. That is the remainder that we get. So the third option, 7, is the final answer. Moving on to the next one, problem number 36. The number 3798,125 P369 is divisible by 7. He himself is saying it is divisible by 7, and he is asking us to find out which digit should replace this P. In place of P, which digit should appear if I say the whole number is divisible by 7. So divide this number by 7. 7 5s are 35, 7 4s are 28, 7 2s are 14, 7 5s are 35, 7 8s are 56, now we will take 5, 7 9s are 63, 2 is already remaining, and still we have got here P369. Still we have got here P369. If you say it is, the answer is 7, assuming the answer is 6, okay, answer is 6, then you will be taking 6 down. If you go by the second option, in place of P, if you write 6, what happens? 6 you will take down. So 7 3s are 21, 5. Now you are taking 3 down. 7 7s are 49, 4. Now you are taking 6 down. 7 6 are 42, 4, 9 down. 7 7s are 49, clear. It only goes to say that you will have to replace this P by 6. What you must do is go till here. Once you are left out with 2, stop there. P369. So you write only P369. First you write first digit 1. You will not get the remainder 0 0. Then you replace that P by 6 and you will be left out with nothing. That is, remainder will become 0. Therefore, the final answer is 6. Okay, it doesn't consume more time only because the very second option is the correct answer. Okay. Moving on to the next one. Problem number 38. A biology class at high school predicted that a local population of animals will double in size every 12 years. The population at the beginning of the year 2021 was estimated to be 50 animals. If P represents the population after n years, then which one of the following equations represents the model of the class for the population? So every 12 years, in 2021 it is 50. After 12 years it will be doubled. After 12 years, that is after 24 years, it will be still double, 200. This is how it is going. Now P represents the population. Here P is 200 And what else? After n years, after 24 years, n is representing 24. If you go by the last option is P is equal to 50 inside the bracket 2 n by 12. P is equal to 50 to n. What is n? N is 24. 24 by 12. 50 to 12 ones are 12 twos are. So 50 into 2 square means 2 into 2. Of course gives us 200 P. We are getting 200. Everything's all right with the last option. P is equal to 50 inside the bracket 2 whole to the power n by 12. This is the equation which will represent the model of the class for the population. This is everything about problem number 38. And one more important thing, not necessarily till 24, you can go till 36. N you can take 36 and check whether you will get 400 as P. Again you will get the same answer. Or else you can go with 12 also, and if you take n as 12, you will surely come across 100. Therefore, for all the values of n, we are getting the same value of P, corresponding value of P. So everything is all right with the last option. P is equal to 50 inside the bracket 2 whole to the power n by 12. Moving on to problem number 39. 39th problem, in a class, 60% of students are from India and 50% of the students are girls. If 30% of the Indian students are girls, then what percentage of foreign students are boys? 60%, assuming the total is 100. The total is 100. Why we must assume total always as 100? The reason being, all the informations are in percent. Cent means century. For every 100, out of every 100, meaning they will become automatically actual numbers. Okay. Just to convert these virtual figures into actual figures, we are assuming the total as 100. 60% of the students are from India. Out of 100, 60 are Indians. This is clear. It only goes to say that 40 are foreigners. 50% of the students are girls. Out of every 100, 50 are girls. Total number of girls, 50. And what else? If 30% of the Indian students are girls, 30 per means line, cent means century, of means into. 30% of Indian students are 60 in number. 30% of Indians. 0000 3 6 are 18. 18 Indians are girls. It only goes to say that remaining girls will be from these foreigners. Out of total 50 girls, 18 are from India. Remaining 32 will be foreign girls. So foreign girls are 32. Total number of foreigners is 40. Out of 40, 32 are girls, 8 are boys. And the question mark is on this 8. See here. Then what percent of foreign students are boys? 8 foreign students are boys out of a total of 40. Into 100 will give you the final answer. 8 ones are 8 fives are. If you multiply any fraction by 100, you will be getting it in percentage. So 8 ones are 8 fives are, 5 ones are 5 20s are. The final answer is 20%. The last option is the correct answer. So this is everything about problem number 39. Moving on to 40. 40th problem. He has given statements. Some radios are mobiles. These are the statements. All mobiles are computers. All mobiles are computers. What else? Some computers are watches. Some computers are watches. And conclusions. Certainly some radios are watches. Some radios are watches. These are the conclusions. And certainly some mobiles are watches. Some mobiles are watches. These are the two conclusions. See, first we will have to write converses. Converse means reverse. Some radios are mobiles. Some mobiles are radios. Some mobiles are radios. This is straight away correct conclusions. But is it there in the options? Some mobiles are radios? No. Next, all mobiles are computers will become some computers are mobiles. Its converse will be some computers are mobiles. Some computers are mobiles. Is it there? No. Okay. Some computers are watches. Some watches are computers. Just come reverse. Some watches are computers. Is it there? Some watches are computers? No. After this, what you must do is mobile, common term, mobile, common term. Now, forget this common term, connect these two. Some radios are computers. Some radios are computers. This is also correct conclusion. Is it there? Some radios are computers? No. It's reverse. Some computers are radios. Is it there? No. These two are over. Now let us compare the last two statements. Computer, forget it. Okay. And you cannot connect them. Therefore, this is the end of it. Therefore, both these statements are wrong conclusions. Therefore, the last option is correct answer. Neither conclusion 1 nor conclusion 2. Problem number 44. A pie diagram shows the percentage distribution of proteins, water and other dry elements in the human body, given that proteins correspond to 16% and water corresponds to 70%. If both proteins and other dry elements correspond to P percentage, then what is the central angle of the sector representing P on the pie diagram? Pie diagram, we all know that the total is 360 degree. In case of percentages, the total is 100. Percentage is 100. Pie diagram, always the total gives us 360. And in this pie chart, we have got proteins and water and other dry items. Proteins, as he has said, correspond to 16%. Water corresponds to 70%. Already 86% are over. 86% is over. Remaining 14% must be the remaining thing, that is other dry elements in the human body, right? Now, what is P? If both proteins and the other dry elements correspond to P%. Proteins also we want, other dry elements also we want. That is the meaning of P. So, 16 plus 14, it is 30%. P stands for 30%. 30%. cent of 360 degree. This will give you the final answer. Total is 360 and in that we want 30% because 30% will constitute these two things, that is proteins and other dry elements, and P stands for that, right? 0, 0, 0, 0. 36 into 3 will give you the final answer 108. So third option is the correct answer. This is everything about problem number 44. Moving on to 45th. 45th problem. Joseph visits the club on every fifth day. On every fifth day. Harsha visits on every 24th day, while Sumit visits on every 9th day. If all the three of them met at the club on a Sunday, they are meeting on Sunday, then on which day will all the three of them meet again? Go for LCM. This is a problem based on the applications of LCM. Both these numbers are divisible by 3. 5 as it is, 3 8s are, 3 3s are, 3 5s are 15, 15 3s are 45, 45 into 8 will give you final LCM. How do you multiply this kind of numbers quickly? Go for doubling. 45 double 90, make it half 4, 9 4s are. So what is the meaning of this? Next time they will be meeting together in the same club after 360 days. After 360, you will have to jump 360 days and divide it by 7. 7 5s are 35, 7 1s are 7 plus 3. Plus 3 means after 3 days. This is Sunday, after 3 days. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday will be the final answer. So the final answer is Wednesday. So second option is the correct answer. Problem number 46. Problem number 46. The difference between a 2-digit number and the number obtained by interchanging the positions of the digits is 54. So first we will solve this. The difference between a 2-digit number and the number obtained by interchanging the positions of the digits is 54. We don't know the number. Let us assume it as xy. We don't know the number. Let us assume it as xy. Xy can be written like this, 10x plus y. Why we are allowed to write it like this? If I write 79, this is the number. 79 can be expressed like this, 70 plus 9. And this can in turn be written like this, 7 into 10 plus 9 into 1. The same thing I have done here. First is x, that is multiplied by 10. Second is multiplied by 1, y is multiplied by 1 in between plus sign, right? And if you reverse it, what happens? Yx meaning 10y plus x. This is the first number, original number, and this is the number we are getting after reversing it. And he is saying the difference between these two numbers is given. How much it is? 54. So 10x plus y minus 10y plus x is equal to 54. This is the meaning of the statements in the beginning. Consider the following statements. And before that, let us simplify this. 10x, this is minus x plus y as it is, this is minus 10y is equal to 54. 10x minus x gives us 9x, y minus 10y gives us minus 9y is equal to 54. 9 is common, take it out, 9 6 are 54, x minus y is 6, x minus y is 6. Now consider the following statements. The sum of the two digits of the number can be determined. The sum of the two digits of the number, that is x plus y, can be found out, can be determined only if the product of the two digits is known. The product of the two digits is known. You can find this only when you know this. That is the meaning. You can find this only if you know this. Okay. Of course, because of this, a plus b whole square is equal to a minus b whole square plus 4ab. This is the formula. So the formula is a plus b whole square is a minus b whole square plus 4ab. So if you want to find a plus b, you must know a minus b and you must know ab. A minus b we know, a minus b, that is x minus y 6, this we know. So if you know ab also, then you can find out a plus b, that is x plus y, that is the sum of the digits of the number. That is, therefore, that is 100% correct. Moving on to the second one, the difference between the two digits of the number can be determined. Of course, we have already determined the difference between the digits. The digits are x and y and the difference is 6. That we have already determined, meaning both are correct. Both 1 and 2 are correct. So this is everything about problem number 46. And we are done with all the problems in CSAT this year. Thank you one and all.